Did you know that 31% of the United States is obese? All the other nations in the world have obesity rates under 24%. In the United States, the economic costs of obesity were in excess of $115 billion in 2000. In 2008, that rate increased to $147 billion. The leading causes of death in the United States are cardiovascular disease, cancer, stroke, respiratory disease, accidents, and diabetes, which are all increased by obesity.
The three main factors of obesity include genetics, environment, and behavior. 25% of our risk to becoming obese is a result of genetic factors.
Environmental factors of obesity include theories such that if one parent is obese, there's a 50% chance that their children will be obese. If both parents are obese, there's an 80% chance that their children will be.
Environmental factors that affect obesity include economic status of family. Being overweight has replaced malnutrition as the most prevalent nutritional problem for the poor.
The food industry is a big factor of this problem because low-nutrient, high-calorie foods are cheaper in price and more filling than high-nutrient, low-calorie foods. This brings low-income families to purchase these unhealthy items in order to satisfy the hunger of their families by spending less money. Behavioral contributions to obesity include food consumption and physical activity. A growing number of schools are eliminating physical activity opportunities to provide additional classroom time for academics. Children are recommended to participate in at least an hour of physical activity a day, but in reality, they are not getting very many opportunities to do so. Physical factors of obesity include that 60% of children from ages 9 to 13 do not participate in any kind of organized sport or physical activity program outside of school. Approximately 23% of children and 40% of adults get no free time of physical activity. Between 1970 and 2001, the number of fast food outlets increased from 30,000 to 222,000. And fast food sales increased by 500%. These fast food outlets have caused people to be so lazy that they created drive-thrus where people do not even have to get out of their cars to get their food. We went to a fast food restaurant to show an example of how bad the eating habits at fast food restaurants can be.
Get the 4 for $4. Can I get a Frosty instead of the soft drink? The chicken sandwich.
A small Frosty?
Yeah, vanilla Frosty.
Did you want sauce and sauce with that?
Barbecue sauce.
Alright. Did that complete your order?
Yep.
Alright, it's going to be $4.24.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
This meal alone, ordered and received in less than a couple minutes for less than $5, is 1,660 calories. The chicken sandwich was 650 calories, the small fries were 390 calories, and the vanilla frosty was 390 calories along with the chicken nuggets at 230 calories. Eating meals at restaurants causes people to eat as much as 2 times as many calories as they would eat at home. In 1970, about 25% of food spending occurred in restaurants. By 2003, meals prepared outside of home accounted for 53% of food spending.
Between the years of 1984 and 2000, salty snack portions increased by 70%. Soft drink portions increased by 40%. Hamburger portions also increased by 25%. And French fry portions increased by 36%.
Grocery stores and the food industry do not help this obesity epidemic because they do not give very many organic options to choose from. For example, in the selection of these eggs, there is only one organic option to choose from, which is $5, whereas the regular eggs to buy are 99 cents. So obviously, your average American would choose the 99-cent deal.
Since soda is big in America, it is a very popular item to buy at grocery stores.
For example, there are 39 grams of added sugars in a serving of Coca-Cola. Eating an excess amount of added sugar can increase triglyceride levels, which may increase your risk of heart disease. Also, most of the foods Americans consume have high levels of sodium, which causes people to consume more sodium than their bodies need. For example, in a pack of ramen noodles, there are 1,190 milligrams of sodium, whereas a person only needs 1,500 milligrams to 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. Many college kids are known to eat ramen noodles, but they don't know that excess sodium increases blood pressure because it holds excess fluid in the body, and that creates an added burden on the heart. Too much sodium will increase your risk of stroke, heart failure, osteoporosis, stomach cancer, and kidney disease. Shown here are the main foods college students consume. So we interviewed some college students to give you a better perspective of their daily diets. What does your daily diet consist of?
Well, I usually don't eat breakfast, and then I go to Brody Calf for lunch and dinner. For lunch, I usually eat a sandwich, maybe some fruit, maybe some veggies. But when I go for dinner, I usually get home style. But on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, there's Alfredo, so I usually get that. And then, of course, dessert, so some cookies and maybe some more, but that's about it.
What does your daily diet consist of?
Yeah, I always eat Brody and just get some cheeseburger, eat some tacos, yeah, and pasta.
How often do you eat vegetables?
Once per day.
Only once per day?
Yes.
What do you eat on a daily basis?
I usually get my combos. I eat like a chicken sandwich and fries. When I go to the caf, I eat hamburgers and pasta and stuff. And on the weekends, I usually order like out to eat, so like pizza. I order like Conrad's. They have these wraps, which have like 3 cheeses, barbecue sauce, ranch, hot sauce. You know, all the good things college kids love.
How often do you eat vegetables?
Oh, I try to eat a vegetable with every meal, so like a random broccoli or a salad. That's good.
Normally in college, students' only options are to eat at their school cafeteria based on their meal plans. For example, the Brody Cafeteria at Michigan State. This cafeteria's only option of healthy food is the salad bar, which not very many students go to because of the other options such as Cayenne Southwest Cuisine, where they can get tacos, which are fat, carb, and sodium filled. Home Style, which provides meats for our protein but also serves mashed potatoes that are not even made from real potatoes, which are starchy and come with sodium and fat filled gravy. Boiling Point, where they can get pasta, which is carb filled, along with their sodium and fat filled sauces. And let's not forget about the dessert section, which provides many sugary items such as ice cream, cake, cupcakes, and cookies. College students constantly munch on sodium-filled snacks while studying, hanging out with friends, or watching their favorite TV shows, while in turn, they should be snacking on more nutrient-filled things such as fruits and vegetables. And people wonder where the freshman 15 comes from. But this video is to try to help put an end to that. In the TED Talk, Why Dieting Doesn't Usually Work by Sarah Amat, we learned about what adding healthy habits to our lifestyle could do. She showed us a study that looked at the risk of death over a 14-year period based on 4 healthy habits: eating enough fruits and vegetables, exercise 3 times a week, not smoking, and drinking in moderation. She said, let's start by looking at the normal weight people in the study. The height of the bars is the risk of death, and those 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers on the horizontal axis are the number of those healthy habits that a given person had. As you'd expect, the healthier the lifestyle, the less likely people were to die during the study. Now, let's look at what happens in overweight people. The ones that had no healthy habits had a higher risk of death. Adding just one healthy habit pulls overweight people back into normal range. For obese people with no healthy habits, the risk is very high, 7 times higher than the healthiest groups in the study. But a healthy lifestyle helps obese people too. In fact, if you look only at the group with all 4 healthy habits, you can see that weight makes very little difference. You can take control of your health by taking control of your lifestyle, even if you can't lose weight and keep it off. To conclude with the question you are probably wondering, how am I supposed to eat healthy?
The only aisles you should shop at when you go to a grocery store are the produce sections, where you can purchase fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds that can only benefit your nutrition by filling your body with the correct nutrients it needs, along with the fish and meat aisles, where you should only purchase grass-fed items. A big tip is to not even go down the aisles, whereas you should only shop on the edges. You may also notice that the prices between organic and non-organic have a big ratio, but you will eventually realize that your best investment you will make in your life is your investment in your health.
A few examples of the things you could find beneficial to your health in these aisles are red tomatoes, which are filled with vitamin C, leafy greens such as kale, which are filled with vitamin K, vitamin C, vitamin A, and are a good source of iron.
Broccoli, which is filled with vitamin B6, vitamin E, zinc, calcium, and niacin. Leafy lettuce, which is filled with vitamin B2, omega-3, biotin, and vitamin C.
A better choice would be to shop at farmers markets, which only provide fresh, healthy, and organic foods, such as fresh fruits and fresh vegetables.
So stop eating unhealthy and start eating healthy.